Well, for most of us, our day-to-day lives have been disrupted by COVID-19, but the disruption can be even more challenging for children who have autism spectrum disorder and related special needs. The experts at Texas Children's Hospital are here to help, and today we have Dr. Leandra Berry, Associate Director of Clinical Services at Texas Children's Autism Center, with advice for parents and caregivers. And this is very timely considering it is Autism Awareness Month, and so many families find themselves in this situation. How is Texas Children's Autism Center going the extra mile to support families during this time, Dr. Berry?
Yes, thank you, Derek. And first off, happy Autism Awareness Month to you. And we at Texas Children's Autism Center want to let families know that we are always here for you. The Autism Center here at Texas Children's is offering telehealth appointments for both new and existing patients through both video interactions as well as telephone visits. We're always able to answer patient questions through Texas Children's MyChart. And we also have a team of dedicated social workers here that are available to provide support and guidance to our families. Several of our clinicians and researchers have contributed to a blog post on Texas Children's website that outlines 10 tips for supporting children with autism during COVID-19. And some of those tips I'm going to be discussing today. I'd also like to note that we do have a free newsletter that's available to not only our current and future patients, but really anyone in the community who's interested in signing up through Texas Children's Autism Center website. And our last two newsletters focused on behavior guidance during COVID-19, and the second newsletter focused on education and activities for caregivers during COVID-19. And additionally, our amazing social work team has launched a free online supportive parenting group for caregivers of existing patients, and that group meets on Mondays.
The newsletter, it's such a great idea because it's just a reminder for folks in this situation that they're not alone. There are other families who share these same struggles. And clearly, as we all know, everyone's routines have been disrupted. It can be especially difficult for families who have children who are on the spectrum. So do you have any advice for those families who may be struggling right now, spending so much time at home?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This pandemic is affecting everyone, and perhaps even more so our children who have difficulties with change. So one of the, I think, top things that families can do is to try to create a schedule for their child. And for some children, they might even be able to participate in helping to develop that schedule for themselves. So children with autism, as well as children and human beings in general, really like knowing what to expect and what's expected of them. Creating a structure really allows children to feel in control in what may seem to be an uncontrollable environment. So we know all of our children's schedules have changed at this point. So really working with your child to the degree possible to help develop a new schedule and talking about that schedule together. We would recommend that schedule be posted somewhere that's visible to the child so they can easily refer to it. And some children might be fine with a written schedule, whereas some of our children, particularly those who have more difficulties related to autism, are really going to benefit from having some visual supports in their schedule. So for example, taking pictures of things that might happen throughout the day. So taking a picture of the child eating breakfast, taking a picture of the child spending some time doing schoolwork, taking a picture of the child spending some time outside, so on and so forth, can really help children understand what is expected of them, what is going to come next, and give some predictability into their daily routine.
Okay. Oh, and it looked like you had another thought. Continue on, Dr. Berry. Go for it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Some other examples of things that parents can do right now is take their children on virtual outings. So there are several places, even within Houston, that are offering online experiences and webcams to tour their spaces. So some of these places include the Houston Museum of Natural Science and the zoo. And these are really opportunities for your child to learn about some of the things that they might be really interested in, like dinosaurs or animals, but from a distance, so we can still maintain everyone everyone's safety. And this can also be a way to help prepare children for future trips that are going to occur in person. And I think now, while the weather is still not too hot and humid outside, is really a nice time to enjoy being outdoors. So taking a walk or riding bikes around the neighborhood, playing with pets outside, or having a picnic. Those are some other examples of things that families can do to help support their children on the spectrum at this time. And another example is that many of our children on the spectrum or with autism can be picky eaters. So they might have some, preferred foods that they like and not really be interested in eating a greater variety of foods. So we would recommend, to the degree possible, that caregivers keep their children's preferred foods and snacks on hand. And, that might not be possible with some of the kind of limitations of some of the items in the grocery store. But if your child has a few favorite things, try to make sure some of those are included in their daily activities. And for families who are not signed up for MyChart yet, again, we really recommend that they do sign up. We have a MyChart available both in English and Spanish, and this is a great way to keep connected to providers really 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay, Dr. Leandra Berry, thank you so much for your time today. We got to leave it there. Some great tips, though, and a reminder, you can find more information by going online to texaschildrenscoronavirus.org.